I'm gonna be a pirate captain. With my own ship, and a crew that will always have each other's backs. We're gonna be the greatest pirates the world has ever seen. Even greater than your crew.
The One Piece live action is real and it's getting really popular out there. As you can see from this fake quote from Martin D. Scorsese, this is actual cinema and it's attracting a lot of attention from popular faces and names in the media circuit. In particular, we have The View, Whoopi Goldberg, actually talking about this in a national stage to over 10 million women discussing this. And I think this is a thing that we're seeing that is spreading with One Piece, that people are becoming accustomed to it. They're bumping into it in Netflix. They hear the word on the street and the popularity is spreading. And I think this is something that we're seeing that is growing over time. And I think it's going to eventually overtake some popular series. If you look at some of the ratings for One Piece, it is going to reach that top 10 area. It started with a good 18 million viewership in the first week. Then it went to 19 million going upwards. Then, of course, it staggered down the last 2 weeks. The third week it went to 10 million. This week it went to 6.2 million, but it has a strong start and has a good chance of getting into Netflix's top 10 for the first 3 months for English series. And we have, of course, Wednesday's number 1, Stranger Things number 2, but it won't reach those numbers, but I think it will definitely reach the 115 million mark of Jeffrey Dahmer series in the 3-month period. Only 1 month has passed so far. It's already at 54 million views, so this is a big hitter for Netflix. And I think with the second season, I think it will move well past Stranger Things and maybe even match Wednesday, just because the popularity is brewing. And they make season 2 right, they're gonna garner a whole bunch of fans that is really gonna get this Netflix live action series to popularity and heights that it has never seen before. This could be their next Game of Thrones or this next Stranger Things for Netflix. Of course, it's not gonna be like Game of Thrones or Stranger Things, but it's going to have that type of popularity where people are discussing this, people are talking about it, and people are going to be ensnared by the charm and just the passion and vision of the overall story. And I think that is the key thing with this iteration of Netflix's One Piece, is that it can capture the minds of the audience. It has a story that is impressive enough to expand and delve into deeper parts of the world where it is going to have people's attentions. It's going to take people on an adventure, a roller coaster ride of emotions. And I think we saw that already in the first season. And I think the storylines they can set up in the second season can take that even further. I think if they have their best season, next season with season 2, they can launch this TV show into a different stratosphere, just because the characters they can introduce, like Chopper, like Nico Robin, the Alabasta story. For people who don't understand, these are some of the key points in the manga and anime series that are so emotional and well put together that I think if they execute them right enough, people will just love this story, love the characters, that it will just go viral and spread everywhere. People will be talking about this everywhere. And I think that is the thing I'm seeing already with season 1, that it is going viral to a certain extent. People are talking about it, and people like Whoopi Goldberg. I think for me as well, people in my family, older people, they love it because it's just a regular, wholesome family show to a lot of people. And it does things that people haven't seen in a long time. So that's why you have Whoopi Goldberg talking about One Piece in such a way where she's excited to see this show that she can watch with people that isn't Game of Thrones per se, but it has such an in-depth storytelling that it can match it. I think it's an amazing feat. You have other people talking about it. You have Philip Defranco, big YouTuber, millions of followers on YouTube, and he's expressing his love for it. And just all these people are expressing their just love for One Piece. People that are not fans of the anime and manga, they're coming to this show and just showing their solidarity and how great it is. And it going viral is a great thing for the fans themselves. I know they're going to put more effort into the next season that is coming out. People are developing things. We know the writer's strike ended, and now we have the writers back putting the finishing touches on these scripts that they've worked on before the writer's strike occurred. Of course, we have the actors still on strike, but that is going to be dealt with before November, so production can start in around November and December for season 2 to eventually come out. And I'm thinking this is a show that Netflix, of course, is going to reinvest in a lot of money. And I think just the overall response from the audience and how this is still spreading, still growing. The audience is still talking about this, is still watching this show, and it's producing a lot of results and traffic for Netflix. We're going to get a high quality show for next season. And I think that is, as a fan of One Piece, that's all we want. We want them to reinvest more money. We want to get to CGI upgraded, even though it was already good. But especially for Chopper, you want the CGI increase so we can see all the details, all the emotions from the characters, all the special devil fruit powers. So it is looking good for One Piece right now. It looked shaky a little bit before the first week it came out, but just the response online on YouTube, just the viral responses, people, they're just cheering this on, and just the viewership ratings going up in the second week and sustaining itself well enough throughout the weeks afterwards, and just the word of mouth spreading in such a way where we're having people on national TV talking about it, not just on YouTube. Of course, YouTube, I think, is the key place for it to spread, but the positive response on YouTube is spreading out to the national stage. You just have older people that love it. I think that's the key thing. A lot of older people just like this show. Is just has the classical tropes of the hero's journey that people identify with. Hollywood lost the ability to do those hero story movies like in the original Star Wars movie or Buck Rogers, and just all these old narratives that Hollywood used to have that have been lost is still in Japanese manga, is still in One Piece, and people are going to celebrate it. I think especially with older people, they love it for that fact that it still has that classical story structure. And I think that is a great thing to have, that seal of approval from older people that are still embracing these type of classic TV shows. And I think this is a big plus for Netflix. I think hopefully they do this with other adaptations. I know the Yu Hakusho TV show is coming out. I don't know if they will stick to the source material as much. They didn't have the same contract as Eiichiro Oda did for One Piece, but hopefully that's the case. And I'm looking forward to it. But let's just read a piece of this article, and you already heard my thoughts, but let's see what they have to say. Netflix One Piece earns seal of approval from Whoopi Goldberg. If there's one thing we know about Netflix, is that its show is for everyone. Monkey D. Luffy is a force of nature, but even at his lowest, the pirate is a bona fide hero. For decades now, the Straw Hat Gang has kept fans hooked with its anime and manga. Not long ago, the live-action series brought Luffy to a whole new audience, and now it seems Whoopi Goldberg is hitting the news circuit to share their love of Netflix's new series. The surreal experience went down on The View this week, as Whoopi Goldberg has been a host on the series for years. It was Whoopi Goldberg that got the chance to talk about the recent obsession, and One Piece came up out of nowhere. It's a pirate show based on a graphic novel. Goldberg shared after telling the audience One Piece was the perfect kind of family show. It's so wonderfully written and shot. I'm sad it's not one on the big screen. Clearly, One Piece has taken over the Goldberg household, and the family is not alone on this. After all, the live action has been topping the charts at Netflix when it went live in late August. And that's just, people are really sold on this TV show. And I think that is the main thing that we're seeing here. It just has that classic storytelling that's just perfect for the family. I think you only can get that in Japanese manga, animation, storytellers nowadays, because I think just in Hollywood in general, we're so tainted by ideology and politics that we subvert to anything that is classic and old tale. And I think with this TV show, we get that classic hero's journey and people just fighting for their dreams. I think people always identify that. But tell me what you think. One Piece is going viral. Do you think it's good or bad? Of course, I think it's amazing. We're probably going to get more budget, more attention from Netflix. But who knows? Maybe it might bring the wrong type of fans that kind of mess up, I guess, the showrunner and the director's room, where they feel like they have to abide by the Twitter mafia and their views. But I doubt that. Eiichiro Oda has an ironclad contract, so I think this is going to only be a good thing for this TV show. But leave your comments, like, share, and subscribe. This is Wagner Knows Why. Catch you next time.